more dogs to make sure there's 24-hour cover, more fencing, more resources, more policing if necessary. All the things that can be done will be done to stop people illegally entering our country.
I think we should shut the borders, man our own borders, put our men on the borders. We're being invaded.
It's been the same story for nearly 15 years. They leave the so-called jungle for the 9-kilometre walk towards the trains, hoping to end their night in a new country with a new life. Prepared to die trying, mostly young men, but also women, children and even babies.
Well, the nightly attempt is just really starting to get going. You can see a group here, but just a few metres beyond that are the police blocking them. Over here, another group, and just behind is the fence between them and the railway, and the hope, the prayer that they can get to Britain. This is nothing new. I've been watching this particular story time and time again, all the way back to 2001. How many times have you tried to get to England?
I have tried 7 times, and tonight maybe I'll try as well.
Midnight, and there's a dash for the Channel train fence.
Run up the bed.
Stop, just stop, stop, stop.
Some try to remain hidden, yet others march down the freeway as though they were going to a football match. All the boys here, and they are just boys, are heading for Britain, where they're all convinced life will be so much better than anywhere else in Europe.
If you go there and go to the main police station to have asylum, no, they give you homes and expenses in daily life. You can study there.
The very next truck we follow, and a very different result.
You can see a whole bunch of them are just getting in right now.
Tonight, the same goal, but different people, each with their own story. Here, a 10-year-old boy leads the way, probing for holes in the fence. Previous gaps have been filled with razor wire. Police spot them and move in. And on the other side of the wire, more police are waiting. This group from Eritrea are not getting to Britain tonight.
The police just over here have stopped them, but many actually do get through enough to give these people the incentive to try again and again. And after all, they've come this far. They're not about to give up. And look behind me there. That's the object. That's what they want to get onto, those trains, to get them to England. As far as these people are concerned, that's the promised land.
And if ever they needed an added incentive to go, this is it. It's called the jungle, and this is the third version. At any one time, several thousand migrants eat, sleep and dream of a better place, living in accumulated filth, unwanted by the French or the British.
Are there children here?
Yes, many of them.
We met Nazarullah Yusuf. He said he left his wife and children in Afghanistan 4 months ago after receiving death threats and then being tortured by the Taliban.
It's my tent.
Oh, this here?
Yeah.
This is your.
This is my tent.
This is your home.
Yeah.
Can we see inside?
Sure, why not? You see, this is a small house over there.
Right. And you've been living here 2 weeks?
Since 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah. It's really hard, you know, when you spend your life in a good condition and you came here, the situation totally changed. Every night I sleep, I remember my family.
That's very hard for you. I'm sorry. 6 children.
His shoes are as ragged as his life right now, yet like everyone here, Nazarullah has made the nightly trek to the trains. He's seen some succeed, but he so far hasn't been able to evade the French police.
That Frenchman was talking to me very nicely. I thought he's just like a friend. But once again he sprayed on my face. So at that time, believe me, I just feel like a blind.
What would you say to many people in Britain who feel that they're being, in a sense, embattled? There are too many people trying to get into their country. They feel resentful.
The day when I thought that my life is safe in my country, I will not spend even a single minute here. I will go back to my own country because I love my country. That's it.
Despite appearances, life at this camp is a whole lot better than the last. At least there's running water. a chance to wash and something safe to drink. And there are toilets, reducing the risk of disease. Combined with a government-funded feeding centre and private organisations like this one, no one should go hungry, though many needs remain unmet.
We keep on fighting. We hope that little by little we get somewhere, but you know, it's kind of like when you help in one way, another place gets worse.
Meet Maya Conforti, a force of humanitarian nature. Jeweller turned refugee advocate, and everywhere she goes, someone needs something.
For shoes, right? What size you wear? Show me. So take your foot out.
Everywhere you go, somebody wants something from you.
It's endless. It's endless. Sometimes I tell you it drives me crazy. Sometimes I just cannot handle it anymore, and that's when I need to take 2-3 days off. I promise I'd come and bring you a ticket. Okay?
Good.
Okay. What's your name?
Ababa.
Ababa. This is not an invasion. You know, there aren't millions of people who come. It's only, I mean, it is 150,000 people a year, but compared to the population of Europe, which is 500 million, it is not gigantic. People need to realize that, and they need to change their vocabulary. It's not an invasion. It can be an opportunity.
In this most temporary of towns, there are some surprising routes developing. A dozen or so shops and restaurants have sprung up. There's a mosque, and the most impressive structure of all, a plastic-covered church. Inside, a gentle refuge that belies the chaotic, dangerous lives of all who live here, including this man, his leg gashed after he fell from a train. A dozen have died trying to get to Britain so far this year.
They've lived countries where they were under threat. They've crossed deserts and seas where they risked their lives. Here, this is just, they're almost there. They're going to risk their life again. They're not going to stop.
Both the French and British governments are hoping more fences, more police will prevent scenes like this. But that's what I heard back in 2001. It didn't work then, and it seems unlikely a few more kilometres of razor wire will stop them now.